What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy R3ACTWITJ back with another banger video. Oh my god, it's been a minute since I said that, dude. It has been a long time. And first and foremost, I just would like to deeply apologize. You feel what I'm saying? I have been gone for about probably almost a full month, maybe two. And I just want to say there's no one to blame but myself and my laziness actions. For some reason, I have been wanting to post so bad, but I've just been like, I just haven't. Like, nothing has just told me to be making content. I finally am happy back that I returned, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know it doesn't seem like it, but I want this to be my goal in life. I want this to be my career, and, you know, if I want to do that, 2026 is my year. From now on, I promise, I swear we will be consistent. We'll be doing challenges, streams, everything. I'm back, and I'm better, and I'm busy. Let's get to it. Today, anyways, we got the NBA needs to fix this problem. Jimmy High Roller. Now, I know we've been missing a lot of videos. Kai Cenat quit. This happened. I missed it. I'm deeply apologize. Just know we're back and we're covering everything from now on. Anyways, if y'all like this, if y'all new to this channel, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications. Make sure y'all lock in because 2026 will be React with Jay's year. Let's get to it, man. The NBA needs to fix this problem. Let's get to it. I've seen a lot of stuff. I have been watching NBA games, flight reacts. I've been watching NFL games, all that. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know we don't really cover full sports highlights because they all get copyrighted for some reason. So, yeah. But I've been tapped in, bro. If this is y'all first video, I am the #1 sports analysis on this platform. Okay, so. Yeah, and where's my phone?
Y'all got beef? I'm like, beef?
Yeah.
Like, we're out there competing, but beef?
Kevin Love, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Al Jefferson, Drew Gooden, Josh Smith, Tim Thomas, Antoine Walker, Lamar Odom, Jason Williams, Horace Grant, Otis Thorpe.
The NBA season is in full swing, and it's about that time. We've got a new batch of hot takes to look at today. The good ones, the bad ones, and the downright atrocious.
Let's see what these hot takes are. Yo.
Today's video is factors.
And then we get another ad. YouTube, I know this is my first day back. We're not doing this ad stuff. Stop giving me ads, YouTube.
And anybody else?
Time to look back on a great year of basketball, fond memories and bright futures. But instead, we're gonna do the exact opposite and dive into some of the hottest NBA takes the internet has to offer. Beginning with this one that says,
forget the 2017 Warriors. The Cavs team that lost to them are sweeping the OKC. Nah, the Cavs team that lost to the 2017 Warriors are sweeping OKC. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about a sweep. I think they're gonna beat them, but I'm not sure about no sweep now. I think it's probably gonna be a 4-1, 4-2 series. Not no sweep though.
The 2017 Cavaliers beat this year's Thunder. And this take just falls under the umbrella of X team from the past beats this year's Thunder, which is also just a subcategory of X player from the past is better.
But I got the Cavs by low key from saying I don't think it's a sweep. Let me know what y'all think. I don't think it's a sweep though.
Better than current SGA. The worst discourse in all of basketball at the moment. First it was the Thunder aren't as good as the 2017 Warriors, then it was they aren't better than the 2015 Warriors, and now they aren't better than the 2017 Cavaliers. I saw someone say the Thunder wouldn't even beat the 2013 Pacers. What? Can we just give it a rest? I knew one day fans of 2010s basketball would eventually become the unks that downplay the pedigree of future players and teams, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. We are now the 90s old heads we used to despise. How quickly we went from the Thunder are too inexperienced, to the regular season doesn't matter if you can't get it done in the playoffs, to, well, they won, but they barely squeaked it out over a mid-Pacers team. What exactly do the Thunder have to do to be taken seriously? Not only are they a great team, they do all the things we want great teams to do. They're homegrown, they play awesome defense, they're tough and physical, team-oriented ball, they don't rely on threes, they're deep, well-coached, composed. What other tests do they need to pass? I don't know who would win a matchup between the 2017 Cavs and this year's Thunder. That Cavs team was really good, and they did win one game in the finals against the greatest team of all time. But I do know that the Thunder have one of, if not the best defense in NBA history. They're 10 players deep, they have the reigning MVP, and they won an NBA championship. To say the 2017 Cavaliers would give the best team in the league today belt to ass is also saying the 2017 Cavaliers are far.
That was like peak Bron and low-key peak Kyrie too, though. Like, that's literally prime Bron. Like, I ain't like, who's stopping that, though? Like,
better than any team in the NBA today. And I just don't buy that. I remember at the time how people felt about that Cavs team, how they had many flaws, had an easy run to the finals, and were carried by LeBron. And as much as I wish it were true, prime LeBron does not conquer all. We have plenty of evidence for this. But this is just the way things go. People fall in love with a certain era, usually the one they grew up with, then in an attempt to preserve those memories, either completely rewrite or exaggerate what happened and tear down the new guys in the process. Do you know how many James Harden apologists have surfaced recently, praising his prime years and how unstoppable he was? And I agree, but these are the same people that hated his game when it was happening, called him an unethical, foul-baiting playoff choker. The only difference between being hated and being loved is time. At the time, you know what people said when the 73-win Warriors lost the championship in 2016? That they were frauds. It ain't worth a thing if it don't got that ring. As if because they lost in the finals, everything they did that season was in vain. Fast forward 10 years, and people are now using the 2016 Warriors as the gold standard.
bro, what do y'all know about Sean Livingston and Anderson Varejao? I guarantee half of y'all in this video right now don't know about Anderson Varejao. And he played with the Cavs and Warriors.
Excellence. But the Thunder have it even worse. Not only did they win a championship, they've come into this season with one of the most dominant stretches in NBA history, and they are still being discredited in the most creative, disingenuous ways imaginable. And in 10 years, I cannot wait to hear people say how incredible and historic and great the 2025 Thunder were, despite saying none of those things right now. We must refrain from becoming the thing we despised and give credit where credit is due. I do not like the Thunder's antics just as much as the next guy, but it is okay to admit that they are a great team who could probably go toe-to-toe with just about any team in NBA history. Now our next take says James Harden is more influential than Steph Curry.
Come on now, James Harden is more influential than Steph Curry. Even if you absolutely hate Steph Curry, you already know he has literally the most influence, him or Iverson. But Steph Curry literally has the most influence in NBA history. He literally is the reason. I don't care what nobody says. He's the reason why everybody shoots the three ball now. I swear. Nobody was shooting the three ball before Curry was like Curry. Now everybody wants to pull from deep. Teams are averaging that many threes. Like it's all because of Curry, bro. The way he played, bro, changed the way people play defenses. People run offenses. Like, bro, y'all know Curry's the most influential, bro. And James Harden, no, dude. James Harden was fire, but influential, come on, bro. It's literally Curry or Iverson, dude.
And as blasphemous as this may sound, there is some truth here. Steph may have single-handedly changed the course of NBA history more than any
way the NBA is going to be played from here on out, I swear.
Any other player. On a macro scale, Curry caused a shift in the entire timeline of basketball. But on a micro scale, when you look around the league and the archetype of players we see today, you're more likely to see influences of James Harden, for better or for worse. The step backs, the physicality, the crafty downhill scoring, the ball-dominant combo guards, the ways in which players get their points, the foul baiting. In a perfect world, everyone would emulate what Steph does. But it's not a perfect world, and there's no one else on the planet who can do what Steph does. Harden's game, on the other hand, is replicable for a lot of players, and it's effective enough to convert those players.
That prime ISO Harden, that was crazy. Like, that was a crazy time.
Into Harden's successors. And this is probably where the natural course of the game was going to inevitably lead, but it was Harden who really perfected this ISO-heavy, change-of-pace, triple-threat style of play that we see littered throughout the NBA today. In fact, it's such a popular style that it has become essentially the default for most elite guards. Even from a historical perspective, Harden is one of a handful of players that changed the actual rules of the game and continues to have his tactics used by the league's best players. But Steph Curry is a singularity. He didn't just change the way players play the game, he changed the game itself. Not just with his three-point shooting, but with his emphasis on off-ball movement, his gravity from 35 feet out, and his demonstration as a smaller guard being the best player on a championship-winning team. And his influence will be felt long after he retires.
YouTube devs, listen to me right now. We are not doing this 2026. We not giving me ads, yo. Like,
with new, gentler scents from Clorox.
bro, we not
James Harden did change the game, but Steph Curry may be the biggest game changer in basketball history. Now, this next take comes from Nick Wright, and it's an approach on the GOAT debate that I've never heard of before.
So I have a theory. If Jordan never existed and the universally accepted greatest player of all time was Kareem, because that's who it would have been, a guy like Tim Duncan would be in the GOAT debate. What people turned the GOAT debate into was not who's the greatest player ever, it's who reminds me of Michael Jordan the most, which is why Kobe is probably a touch historically overrated, because he is the most similar to Michael Jordan.
Right.
But because Mike was considered the GOAT, people elevated Kobe past a guy like Tim Duncan, who was just objectively better than him. Instead of the question being who's the greatest basketball player of all time, people asked that question, but what they were really asking is who's the most similar to Michael Jordan, and those are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Nick is 100% right here.
Wait, is he saying Kobe's overrated? I ain't lie, I got Kobe over Tim Duncan. Like what? Kobe's top 5. Lahi.
Michael Jordan was such an overwhelmingly dominant and popular player that once it was established that he was the GOAT, the goalpost shifted to who is the closest thing to Jordan competition. Even things like what the greatest player should look like or what their role on the court should be changed because of Jordan. MJ was many things, but first and foremost,
that question was too deep though. Like, come on now. I'm on it's a weekend break. I'm not out of school. I'm out of school right now, bro. I'm not supposed to be thinking that hard on questions, dude.
He was a scorer, and so scoring became the overwhelmingly largest indicator of greatness. How a player moves, Jordan was graceful and explosive, and so the next guy must also move like a cat and jump out of the gym. It wasn't who's the next great player, it was literally who's the next Michael Jordan. And of course that player was Kobe Bryant. Many fans will even use the logic of if MJ's the GOAT and Kobe's the closest thing to MJ, then he must be the second greatest player of all time. And although I have Kobe higher all time than a lot of fans, I do think this approach has plagued and hurt these conversations for decades now. Despite Tim Duncan's incredible impact throughout his career, the fact that he looked, acted, and played nothing like MJ certainly did not help his GOAT case. I think we're seeing this same issue with Nikola Jokic right now. Because his game isn't super flashy, he doesn't play above the rim, and he doesn't look like an ultra-elite, world-breaking basketball player, some fans just dismiss the
I don't care how you look, bro. Jokic is averaging he averages like a 30-point triple-double as a big man. That's crazy. Like, it doesn't even matter how you look. It's literally just what you're doing on that court. And a 30-point triple-double is, I don't even get that in 2K. Like,
fact that he is one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. When Jordan retired, he wasn't just the GOAT, he was the blueprint. And if you weren't built from the same design, you were inherently penalized for it. However, as time goes along and the average basketball fan becomes removed from the days of MJ's cultural gravity, I do think we are moving away from this way of thinking. Impact and greatness comes in many different shapes and forms. And although Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, you don't have to resemble him or his game to be in that conversation. This is a great take. Now, our last take comes from a disgruntled NBA viewer who says late game fouling has ruined the end of games. And I could not agree more. Watching the end of tight games these days is a special kind of torture. They say time travel isn't possible, but NBA teams manage to turn 30 seconds into 20 freaking minutes. And the worst part is, the only time this strategy is used is during good close games, absolutely butchering all the excitement of the moment. In the OKC Spurs matchup a couple weeks ago, the last 10 seconds of game time lasted nearly 12 minutes. This was a great game for 46 minutes with what could have been an exciting ending, pissed away with timeouts, commercial breaks, and free throws. And right when you think the bid is up and teams are gonna stop intentionally fouling each other and let the clock run out, they inexplicably foul again, and now you're stuck watching another Wingstop ad. Look at the play-by-play of the final 25 seconds of this game. What have they done to the game I love? 20 fouls, 24 subs, and not a single lead change to show for it. Intentionally fouling late in games has always been a thing, but it wasn't until fairly recently when teams started regularly fouling while up 3, attempting to preserve their lead. So now instead of one team fouling and the other team trying to avoid it by playing sound, disciplined defense, both teams are out there just chasing each other around getting fouls. Now, this shouldn't be a hot take, At least, I don't think it should. But there are still a lot of fans who believe this is a legitimate strategy that shouldn't take a backseat to our viewing experience.
Hey,
that the priority of these teams is to win, not consider how entertaining it is for those watching. And this is a legitimate strategy, and I do agree to an extent. But that extent came and went a long time ago. Winning has always been a priority in the NBA, and that has never stopped the end of games from being entertaining before. A lot of people don't think this is a problem that needs to be fixed. But if we were trying to fix this issue, some plausible solutions may be once the clock reaches a certain point, say 1 minute left, the team getting fouled gets 1 free throw and possession. Another suggestion some fans have made is 3 free throws on any intentional fouls committed beyond the three-point line within the final minute of game time. But virtually every possible solution offered up inherently penalizes the team with the lead, so it doesn't look like this strategy will be going anywhere anytime soon. You don't see this tactic play out in every close game, but when you do, get comfortable, buddy, because you're about to witness a 30-minute ad break with some occasional free throws. This is a great take. But let me know what you think. Share your hot takes in the comments.
Hey, that was a fire video, man. Shout out to me, Hyro. Let me know what y'all boys think, what y'all hot takes NBA are. Like I said, I'm back with more videos. I'm back being consistent, and yeah, man, make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications. Make sure y'all follow TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch, and go join the Discord. All linked in the description. Without further ado, man, we out.